So today's video, everybody, is going to be on the Sigma 17 to 50 millimeter lens. Before we start the rest of the video, everybody, don't forget to push that like button down below, push the subscribe button down as well, help me out there, and enjoy the rest of the video. I got this lens for, was it $300 something? I don't know the exact price on it. I can't remember exactly what I got it for, but I remember it was a great deal for this lens. I heard a lot about it, and a lot of people suggested it, and there's even some people that said they shoot almost everything they have on this particular lens. So this lens is a 17 to 50 millimeter. One thing I like about it is that it's a 2.8 on it, which means that when you are filming with it and you go to zoom in, it's not going to change colors, or not colors, it's not going to change the actual lighting of your camera as you zoom in, unlike a cheaper lens would, whereas it changes as you zoom in. So that's one huge thing. The other thing I like about it is that since it is a 2.8, it's going to do very well in low light conditions. The lower that number is, the better low light you have to work with. If it's a higher one, like a f4 or something like that, you're not going to be able to film in as much low light as you would a 2.8. Obviously, like a 1.8, 1.4 is even better, but a 2.8, I love that kind of lens. A few things I like about it. The autofocus, manual focus is very easy to switch on and off. On the side here, it does have a lock position on it, which means if you're filming, you don't want it to change focus or whatever, you push that lock button on the side here, and therefore you don't have to worry about slipping while you're filming, or even doing photos if that's what you do. The actual zoom in on it is really clean, really nice. You can zoom in on it pretty smoothly. It's not as smooth as what a high-tech lens would be, but the actual lens itself for the price, I mean, it's really nice. The focus on it is pretty good. This has to be where I would have to give it maybe a 4 out of 5. The focus on it is pretty touchy. What I mean by that is when I'm focusing on an object, especially super close or whatever, you don't have to go very far to make it go in or out of focus. So therefore, it's not like a long ways it's not like you have a long time or a long dial on it anyway. You barely touch and goes out of focus. So therefore, that's kind of one thing that I don't like a whole lot about it, is that it is kind of touchy on the focus point, especially if you're moving. I've had some shots here and there to where it's actually unfocusing. You can actually tell I'm trying to barely touch it, and you get that jerkiness in the focus. Autofocus on it, of course, is pretty good. I do like it. The only bad thing about it is if you're recording audio with this lens in particular, the autofocus on it is kind of loud. You can hear the gears turning. It's not as quiet as what a more expensive lens would be. So therefore, that's kind of some of the reasons why it's probably a cheaper lens. Now, the actual lens itself looks very professional. It's a very sturdy lens. It doesn't feel like it's cheap quality at all. It's a very nice lens. Definitely a lens I'm going to be keeping for a long time anyway. Now, it's not a wide angle lens, so therefore you're not going to get a wide picture, but it is a pretty nice wider lens, let's put it that way. This is a perfect lens that I use with my Glycam HD 2000 over here. I use this lens a lot, and I've used it for my most recent video. If you want to go check it out, Making a Difference filming, I'll put a link down below for it. If you want to go check out the recent video, I filmed that entire video on this lens. Now, one cool thing about this lens, everybody, is it came with a case. So therefore, you can carry this around to protect it a little bit more. It has a little strap, so if you want to hook it up to like a belt or something on the back here. But I mean, that's a nice plus to it. I've mentioned my Canon 80 a few times in this video. That's what I use it with for the crop sensor on this camera, and it looks great. I use it a lot with the lens hood just to keep sun rays from bouncing off the lens a lot when I'm filming during golden hour. And the lens hood is actually really nice. Yeah, I hope that was just a great review on the Sigma 17 to 50 millimeter lens. Again, I'll put a link down below to find this lens on the internet, and some great prices there with it. It's a really nice lens, and for a 17 to 50 millimeter f2.8, which is what I love about it, it does not change the exposure at all as you're zooming in. It's a great lens to buy. And for a crop sensor like the Canon 80 that I have here, I mean, it's definitely a steal for a lot of reasons. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to push that like button down below. Subscribe down below as well if you wouldn't mind. Help me out there. And just have a great day, everybody. Enjoy.